to the Geeking Poetic podcast channel.
On this channel, we have shows and segments that contain adult humor,
bad language, dirty jokes,
and other stuff that is strictly for mature audiences only.
So if you're too young or too sensitive for this kind of material, then please do not watch our channel or our videos.
This channel is not for you.
Thanks much.
And now, on with the show! About to fall over.
And what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Geeking Poetic podcast channel. I am one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. Across from me is
Vito.
And then the child, the infamous, our own baby Yoda we have over here. She's always babbling, making little quiet little sounds.
Mad when I'm angry and hungry.
Yeah, getting all like hangry and stuff. Eating things she ain't supposed to be eating. Just all that kind of stuff. We have none other than
Megan Guess.
And we are here to talk about the second episode of season 2 of
The Mandalorian.
Yep. Otherwise known as Chapter 10. Because they got to get all technical about it. They're like, this isn't season 2. This is Chapter 10. All right. So the first episode of season 2 was Chapter 9. And now, because there was only 8 episodes, whatever. The point is, this is the second episode of our little roundtable retrospective discussion of the episode that we've done for this season. And man, what a season it's been.
Wild ride already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Lots of action, lots of really cool stuff, lots of gross stuff, lots of funny stuff. Man, it's got tension. The Mandalorian has everything for you. At least for me anyway. I guess I shouldn't speak for you or you, but for me, I'm like, man, this show's got everything. First of all, if you don't already know and you didn't read the title and description and everything, this is not spoiler free. There's all sorts of spoilers that we're going to reveal in this. So if you have not watched the episode, then I don't suggest you listen to what we have to say here.
Go watch it and come back.
Go watch it, come back, see us, freeze us now. You can hit the pause, we go, and we freeze like that and everything. Yeah, do that and then come back. And all right, now we're all good.
Okay, let's do this.
Episode 2, Chapter 10, otherwise known as The Passenger. So, what did you guys think of this episode overall?
It was amazing.
I enjoyed it. Wasn't as good as the first one, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, this didn't have the Marshal in it, so.
Man, it had some really nasty shit in it, too. So.
Oh, it did it, that, man. Yeah, it had stuff. I think we're all kind of with you because none of us sitting at this table are particularly fond of insects and spiders. And,
creepy crawly things.
Or creepy crawly things in general.
I was yelling at the screen the whole time. No. Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
Yeah, the main creature, because there always seems to be like a main creature, which is one of the reasons Vito loves this show so much.
Love my creature features, man.
Yeah, you do. One of the main creatures, the main creature of this episode was a giant ice spider.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was cool, though. I mean,
they were cool.
It creeped me out. But.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Started the little babies. It's like, okay, there's a kind of, I'm not okay with that. A whole bunch of them. No, I'm not gonna okay with that. And then got a little bigger,
and then
a little bigger. It's like, oh my God, look at the size of that fucking thing.
Yeah, that big mama.
It had that like lotus mouth thing that came out with the teeth. That was so
that's
cool.
awful.
Kind of looked like a Langolier mouth.
Yeah, it did. A little bit.
It did look like a Langolier.
It did.
Oh, well, now we know why Vito was sold. The Langoliers fan and everything. I overall, I enjoyed it as much as the first one, I guess. Not as much excitement. This was one of those episodes of... This was a travel episode. At this point now, Mandalorian is leaving Tatooine. He wants to go and try to find now these Mandalorians that he's looking for. And he got a tip of where he should go. And in the process, Amy Sedaris' character, Pelimoto, Helimato, whatever. These silly names. She ends up helping him out and getting information for him, but as part of the deal, he has to agree to take this frog-like creature. Did they ever say
I don't think they ever actually said
what
she
was?
was. It's
Yeah.
just a frog-like creature,
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I thought it was a cool looking creature.
especially in the cave.
When she had to start running, she got down on all fours.
and started
So
leaping
hopping.
like
That
a
was cool.
frog. I thought that was really neat. Yeah, I thought that was really cool the way they did that. But she has to get back to a rendezvous point with her husband.
Who's ready to, fertilize some eggs.
Yeah.
Ready to get down.
Yeah. Well, so she has all these eggs that are in a container thing, like a safe keeping container, because these eggs represent the last of their kind. So if she and these eggs and her husband, if they don't make it, then her kind is basically like wiped out, I think was what it came down to.
Putting all your eggs in one basket.
Seriously.
Oh, boy.
Well, they end up in 2 baskets.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And they wind up in the child's mouth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Oh,
It's another
you're
basket.
talking about a stomach basket.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So then meanwhile, so he agrees to take the woman and her eggs on this trip and everything.
Begrudgingly, because they can't go. They have
Right.
to go sublight.
Yeah.
They have to go super slow to be careful. It's because he's got
Don't want to jostle them eggs, man.
Yeah. So Mando gets out, and on the back of the Razor Crest ship, he puts a big old stupid baby on board sign. So everybody behind him and around him knows why he's got to travel at sublight speeds and all this.
Go around.
Exactly. So that's going to make the trip more dangerous because it's hard. You can't get away. You can't be undetectable and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, like I said, little baby Yoda, the child, keeps eating the eggs. It's like, get that, spit it out. Like,
How did you eat? What are you doing? No.
how does that, and that's the thing, that little baby Yoda, that little child is just like our Megan, because we can watch her every now and then just putting away food, man. She'll be eating pizza and cheesecake and chips and blah, 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 all this stuff. But then she's this little thing. How does the child do it? And he just eats and eats and eats.
He's a growing baby.
Got high metabolism rate, man.
That's
Right?
it. Yeah, I
Guess his thyroid's
Loves
in
his
great working
frogs.
order.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He loves eating the frogs. So then, this woman and her eggs didn't stand a chance around him.
He started eating spiders, and look what happened.
Yeah, so they end up running into, unfortunately for them, they run into a couple of X-wings.
Dude, how
Those
awesome
are really
was that?
fucking cool.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
So I got to ask you, was the lead guy, was he in like one of the original Star Wars movies, or his character supposed to be one of those guys?
I'm not sure about that.
That's what I was wondering. Is like, did they pull that from one of the movies, or did they just replicate it so incredibly fucking well?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because it looked amazing.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah.
Because I was watching with some friends, and we thought that guy looked familiar, like he was in like one of those movies or something. I don't know.
Well, this episode I only watched once, unlike the first episode where I watched 3 times. So I have to go watch it again, at least once or twice more, because I like to rewatch them. I'll have to pay closer attention to that. But either way, man, it was just so cool. You've never really seen the Republic, like you've never really seen them policing space like that. It's like they were supposed to kind of be like police cops.
Police.
Yeah, they
They're
were.
police and they're cops.
It's like space police cops. Space police cops, I meant. Exactly. Yeah, sorry. I should space police cop, whatever. Yeah, traffic cops, basically. They're supposed to be like that.
Sublight law enforcement.
Yep,
you
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Mando gets recognized for when he did the jailbreak thing in the first season as part of a deal he kind of got bamboozled into doing and stuff, and he was part of that whole prison planet jailbreak thing.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
That was the Bill Burr episode, wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and that's not the only referral back to that in this episode. We'll get to that in a minute. Mando then says, "Okay, F this noise, I'm out of here," and he makes a break for it, and he tries to get away from the X-wings, and as a result, he ends up like crash landing on this like ice planet meteor kind of asteroid thing. Does not go so well because it really dings up the Razor Crest. And now they're stuck on this thing, which is even worse because it's freezing, and this frog creature is used to living on like...
I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
I loved it when he took off and she was like, hanging off for dear life. I was dying.
Yeah. like a bad Uber ride or something. She's in the back like, yeah. Weaving around in there. But yeah, you feel bad for her because it's so cold there, and she's from
I thought for sure she was going to die in that spot.
I thought so too. Yeah, spoilers. She doesn't die. She makes it through.
She
to the
finds
end.
a hot spring bath and starts kicking back a few.
Yeah. Well, and
Baby's floating
unfortunately,
with her.
well, unfortunately, I don't blame her for trekking off on her own and finding that hot spring bath to warm up. Unfortunately, because she goes and does that, the child and Mando have to go after her, and then that's when the baby finds the spider eggs. Yeah.
Or face hugger pods.
Yes.
Right.
That's what they look like. Ugh.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, is that like a little homage? Like, do they do stuff like that? Because there's so much fan service in this anyway.
It has to be, man. I mean, dude, they
It
literally
looks
look
so
like
similar.
Yeah,
And they
for
open up
real.
at the top
Yeah.
instead of like peeking
Yep.
through the middle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, though. Like, I don't get, like, if people are like, oh, they ripped that off. I'm like, I think it's more like an homage.
yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so then the child decides he wants to eat these baby spiders, and let's just say they don't take kindly to that. And they end up being attacked by all the spiders, including
Oh my
big mama fucking, that horrible mouth, man. And they almost don't make it.
Oh gosh, that was so incredible when they started taking off, and that mama jumped down on them
Yeah.
and knocked them back down. I was like, Jesus, that's a fucking big spider to knock down an entire spaceship.
Well, let's talk about, am I the only one that was literally like clenching my fingernails into when they're running? They dragged it out too. They're running from those spiders through those caverns, and it's not like a little 30-second thing. Like, it kept going.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. How are they going to get out of this?
And then
the
they-
ship has a big fucking hole in the
Right.
side of it.
Well,
what are they going to do?
I was going to say, and then they get to the ship, which historically, normally it's like, oh, they're safe now. They get to the ship, and then those things just start flooding into the
Yeah,
ship.
dude.
And it was like, oh, they're fucked.
Yeah.
They're, that's not good, man. Like, that was some serious tension there.
And Mando had the flamethrower out and
Dude.
trying to scorch him and stuff. That was so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, so they just about don't make it. They think they're going to get away. Like, they start to take off. Like Meg said, that big mama spider ended up having it in for them. They were goners. And then the Republic X-Wings show up and save
Taking them
the
off
day.
one by one.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And acknowledge that, hey, you know, yeah, we know there's a warrant for you because you broke in that planet, but we also heard about, like, that you, like, stood up for our guy and you tried to save his life and you did all these, like, you know, things, so we realize you're not all bad.
We're
So
gonna
we're
turn our eye the other way.
yeah, we'll turn a blind eye to you this time. You just get going here, you know. They give him a warning,
Yeah.
you know, instead of a ticket and a, you know, license suspension kind of thing. And that's basically how the episode ends. So, I mean, it didn't further his journey a whole lot. I mean,
If anything, it darkened it. I mean, now he's got a big gaping hole in the ship that he can't pressurize. He can only
have a limp
pressurize
to the next planet.
the cockpit. So
yeah.
I mean, it kind of furthers the story because now the Republic, right, knows
Yeah.
he's not so bad.
Yeah, maybe and I wondered about that, if that
It could
would,
work
like,
in his favor in the long run.
yeah, that maybe at some point they'll help him out again, or you never know.
Just like it's all get all these little pieces. They're all going to come together at the end somehow.
just like they did in the first season, where everything came together. Yeah, and that was the same thing with, I'm sure we're going to see the Marshal again from the first episode.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm sure he's going to come back and factor into it somehow. I can't see it not. Maybe the frog creature will. Who knows? You never know. You never know. But one other cool thing, speaking of, we were talking about that prison break in the first season. Another really cool thing, I was like, oh, that's awesome, was that the frog lady cannot speak any other language other than her native frog language. Yeah, right. So that was a good imitation.
Wasn't it? I was really proud of myself.
See, Mando needs you around, Never mind the child. He just needs you.
I know. I can do it all.
Even though you eat about the same.
That's how I know how to do it.
But she gets the bright idea to take the destroyed droid that is laying there, which is Q90 or whatever. That was the one bounty hunter droid from that prison break episode from then and everything that Mando killed and kept the carcass of it for whatever reason. I guess because
he needed it in chapter 10.
Right? You never know when those things are going to come in handy.
Well, I think she ends up taking the droid and she uses it as a translator for her. She's able to program it so now she can communicate with Mando through this droid. He freaks out because he's like, do you have any idea how dangerous that thing is? He does still have a droid like prejudice.
He does, yes.
Because he believes them to just be dangerous and everything from what he dealt with when he was a child and all that, all those destroyer droids and
Sorry, I just remember the whole beginning of this episode. We completely missed it all.
Which beginning?
Was it the one where they
trying
to kill him?
I was gonna get to that.
All right.
But yeah, we could talk about it now. Yeah, the way this episode starts, how before he even gets to that point where he gets back to Amos Sedaris' place and everything is when he was riding on the speeder bike coming back from the Crate Dragon experience. Some, whatever you want to call them, ruffians, criminals, desert criminal guys out there do a clothesline trick, the old clothesline trick, end up destroying his bike and all that, and they try to rip him off and they want to take all the armor and stuff. Yeah, and that little bastard that was holding the child at knife point and everything gives him.
He wants the jetpack.
He's like, here, take the jetpack, be my guest. Well, as soon as they did that, I'm like, oh, I see where this is going.
I did not see that coming at all. It was amazing when it did.
And then he was like, he let the guy go running off with that jetpack, and then Mando just kind of casually pulls out that little remote control, goes beep, and then takes the jetpack off into the air, drops that little piece of shit from probably 200 feet in the air. Dead ski.
The child looks at him, he's like, eh.
Yeah, the child's like, oh, okay, that works, I thought that was
awesome.
that was pretty
awesome.
funny. Yeah, that was a good funny moment. There is again, just like we said about the first episode, there's a lot of good lighter moments like that they throw in there that makes it a good balance because boy, there was a lot of tension. I feel like
in this one, there's a lot of tension in this one.
I was just going to say, I feel like while I may have overall kind of preferred the first episode, the whole arc of it and stuff, I feel like this one was more tense.
What's funny is after we sit here and talk about it, I like this one more.
Yeah.
Really?
Even more now, yeah.
You just changed your mind,
I just changed my mind, I think.
Wow, it only took 20 minutes and you changed your mind.
I did it. I totally flipped. Can't make up my mind. Girl, I can do that.
You said it, not me.
I liked at the end of it when they were all stuck in the cockpit together.
Yeah.
And Mando went to sleep and Child's sitting in his lap and he kind of looks over at the frog lady and she pulls her eggs come closer and he turns back, he's like and ate. It's like, how the fuck did that little shit get one of those eggs? He ate another one.
I mean, and how brazen is that? You just ate that woman's child.
Right in front of her, I'm gonna eat your kids.
And see,
what
exactly.
Are you gonna do about it?
Everybody thinks that
what a little shit.
Everybody thinks the child, he's so adorable and sweet and everything. He's a little bit of a shithead, man. When it comes to eating, it's when it comes to everything else, I'm cool, but when it comes to eating, fuck all of you. Mm-hmm. It's all right, see how it is, you little fucker. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, and that's why I said it was nice that that episode was bookended by some lighter, slapsticky kind of humor, because the rest of it was all tense. The whole thing with him running into the to the X-Wing cops.
You're
And
like,
then,
oh no.
And then crashing on that planet, fucking up the ship. Then all the things with the spiders and stuff. It was like, Jesus. It's a lot of tension for
Yeah, I
one
love when
episode.
they're sitting there running his plates or whatever they're doing, right? And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's like silent, and then all of a sudden the X-Wings expand. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go.
fuck.
These fuck, dude.
It's like they just turned the lights
Right.
on. Yeah.
Like, woo, woo, woo.
It's like, we're going to need you to pull over. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when it goes into the X formation. It's like, oh, shit, he's screwed now. Yeah, they're just like the whole time they're just running his plates, so to speak, man. But yeah, I mean, the biggest, like you said, I guess the biggest takeaway from this episode was, holy shit, the Razor Crest, man, is not in good shape.
No, it is not. All that's left is the cockpit.
I mean, that ship is so iconic already. I hope he can get it fixed. I don't know. I'm just really curious. Even more so than the first episode, this episode really left me sort of on the edge of my seat of like, fuck, where are they going to go from here? You know, like what next?
You can't double back to Moto's place and have her fix it.
He's
so
too, no.
Too far along.
Yeah.
He can't go back. It's a timeline. He's got to get those eggs.
Yeah.
Our whole species is counting on them.
Right. Yeah. So I'm really curious what's going to be in store for him next. Now, we already know, and you know, if you've seen, I know Vito doesn't watch teasers and trailers and stuff, but if you've seen those, but if you've even just read anything, you've seen anything, we know that Cara Dune's coming back. We know Grief Karga's coming back. We know that a lot of those main characters from the first season are going to be back in this. They're going to factor in at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Is this maybe when he calls on them and is like, look, guys, I'm fucked. Like, I need help, you know? I can't just limp through the universe like this trying to find the Mandalorians. Like, this ain't going to work. So anyway, I think that's about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to really say about it.
I think we covered everything.
It's another one that again, we're not so biased as that we're going to think everything's great, but I don't really have any complaints about this episode.
Just the spiders were pretty gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
This means they were well done, so I guess that's not really a complaint.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it just kind of, that's sort of been the thing with this show from the get-go, is that if you get easily creeped out or grossed out by creatures and gross kind of things and stuff, this isn't the show for you, because whether it's Jawas eating gross eggs or the innards of a dragon or these spiders and
Dragons throwing up on you.
the dragons throwing up acid on you,
So cool.
which Vito loves, or you're just watching little baby Yoda child creatures eating
Frogs with legs sticking out of his mouth.
and the unfertilized eggs in front of the mother, like a total creep. Yeah.
Not cool.
Not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. But anyway, other than that, I mean, everything's great. We're excited to see where they go with episode 3, chapter 11. I guess
Bankruptcy.
Are you on to chapter 11?
It's a Peter Francis DeRacy
I was just
episode,
going to
bro.
say.
Got them info tapes.
Oh, my gosh. Call up General, save some time. Oh, God.
Look
On
at
that
those
note.
low rates.
Oh my God. We're folks, we're just going to finish out the episode just quoting really bad infomercials and stuff. No, we're not going to do that. What we would like to hear from you is, what did you think of episode 2? What did you think of The Passenger? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was a worthy follow-up to the first episode? Where do you see this going? Was there anything you guys caught that we didn't bring up? Because in this show, there's always these little Easter eggs for the nerds like me and everything. Is there anything really cool that maybe we missed out on? Because, like I said, I think we only watched it once,
One
right?
time, yeah.
Yeah, this time, unlike the other one, I only watched it one time. So let us know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you got other friends, other people that are into this sort of thing, please, we would really appreciate it if you shared this with them, because we want to get a dialogue going with all of y'all. because we love talking about stuff, especially The Mandalorian. So we will be back very soon. Episode 3 is coming out in a matter of days. Yeah, in a matter of days from when we recorded this. So we will get together. We will talk. We're going to do every episode. And that is that. That is the way, as they say. Hey,
Down by the bay.
Oh my gosh. All right.
This keeps getting worse.
It does. We're just gonna end it here. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.